Hey guys, I am back with another Tandy Leather kit, and this time I'm making the classic card wallet clutch. So it'll look sort of like that when it's done. I'm not going to do any dyeing or finishes because I don't know how to do all that yet, but have no fear because I'm taking a class on that at the end of the month. So this time I got some better lighting. I got a really cool lamp from Amazon. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Put this to the side, and I'm gonna show you all the pieces that this comes with. So we've got our handy instructions here, of course. So we've got the back piece. You get one of these. That's the back part. This is gonna be the outside. Very nice, shiny finish. I really like this. We've got two of the front pocket panels. So it's these two. And we've got 4 of the interior pocket panels. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the ones that have these little tabby things at the end. And we have 2 of the back pocket panels. All right, that's this and this. And of course, it came with the thread and 2 needles. There's one there and one laying there. So the first step is they want you to, what is the first step? Stitch the interior pocket panels, which are these, onto the back pocket panel. Okay. Wait, is that right? Okay. So that's step 1. Stitch the interior pocket panels onto the back pocket panel. All right, so that's actually these, sorry. So these are getting stitched onto these. So we'll do 2 on here and then 2 on here. Okay, so once I get started, I will start the camera back up. So we're gonna start with sewing this interior pocket panel onto the back panel. So you're supposed to start from underneath, so you have a tail. So we're gonna do that, and then make sure we have a tail. By the way, you have to, it gives the dimensions of how long to cut the thread, which was 18 inches. Let me tell you, it comes like all wrapped up, and what a mess to untangle. And the needles that it came with, it was really hard to thread this through because this is pretty thick, and the eye of this needle is not really as big as I think it should be, but I worked it out. Anyway, so we have our tail, and we want to align the holes. So I'm going to do this first stitch, okay, through here, which is the second hole. And then we're going to line it up with the second hole on here. Okay. Now we're just going to do each side. So don't pull your tail too far because you're going to need it later to tie off. But after I do this side, well, this part, then we're going to back stitch. And then I'm going to do this side. So I will show you what it looks like when I am done with this pocket. Actually, I'll show you a few stitches first. So this is the fun part, getting it through to align up with the next set of holes. It's a little flappy right now. So make sure you want to hold your tail because you don't want that getting too short if you pull it by mistake. All right, so you're just gonna do the rest of these. Pretty simple, just a little tedious. And then when I'm finished at this row, I'm gonna back stitch so that these gaps will be filled in with thread, and then we'll tie it off underneath. So I will be back when that part is ready to be tied off. So I lied. I'm going to show you some of the back stitch before I tie it off. So So as you can see, I'm at the end of this set of holes, so we're just literally going back, which is what back stitch is. I'm gonna go back through, pull them pretty tight. See how that's filled in now? And we're gonna do the same thing. Weaving in and out. So might as well just keep this camera on until the end, because there's only but what, 6 stitches or so. So pretty easy. Yeah, so I don't think this is waxed thread. However, I don't think this project calls for waxed thread. I mean, at least it doesn't feel waxed to me, but maybe it is. Right. Okay, so we're at the end, so I'm going to come back up through here. Remember, we got to tie it off on the inside underneath. Oops, sorry, I bumped my camera, so that it's not visible. So let me see if I could do that here. All right. I'm pulling these real tight, get them snug, and then do a good tie. And I'm gonna do it twice to get a knot, I think one more time with a small knot should do it. Let's lift that up. Okay, so you can see that knot under there. And now I'm gonna cut it as close to the knot as possible. Blocked. I'm trying to show you guys, but I mean, I think you kind of get the picture. It's like I'm just literally cutting off the excess string. There's the knot. It did say like later on you could pound it down with a mallet. So I'm gonna take the rest of the thread on this needle and I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'll come back when I get this, because the next we're doing, this is gonna go here. I'm gonna do the same thing with this set of holes that I just did. And then we're gonna do this. So I'll come back when we're ready to do this panel, which is the last panel for this, for the pocket. See how it's already coming together? I love these kits. So now we're ready to stitch this panel, the front pocket panel, onto this pocket assembly. So just so you can see how this came out. Yep, already looking really good. So this says to just start here at this last hole in the center and only go through that hole and leave your tail about 3 inches. By the way, this was really hard to thread this needle this time. Like the thread kept splitting. So I found this. I have a kit and I found this, and it was really helpful to thread the needle. So I really wish they just would have gave a bigger eye needle. But anyway, and I keep complaining. All right, so we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna go through the second hole, okay, and then through, I think this one, to go through all the, not sure why. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's go. Oops, God, I keep bumping this damn camera. All right, so go through the last hole. Okay. Hopefully these will all line up, but anyway, I'm gonna go through this hole and then go through, looks like the second one. Let me see. Both pieces of leather and down through the third hole. So I think it goes to this one. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do all that up through the center line for all these and then back stitch. So I'll show you what that looks like when it's finished. All right, so the pocket assembly is assembled. And now it's time to stitch this assembly onto the back of the back. So this is gonna be the outside, obviously, because this is the like shiny smooth side. So we're putting the rough side to the rough side. I'm gonna start at the corner and work our way around and then back stitch around. Now, one of the parts of this instruction says stitch over the exposed edges twice for added strength. So that would be like this, and these. So, all right, so I'll come back when I'm finished. I'll get you started here with the stitch. Wait, yeah, I think you're supposed to start here. Where is it? Okay. Now this one, they had me measure out 64 inches of the red. So we're going to do the same thing as far as having a tail. I'll make this one a little longer, probably about that long. And here we go, round and round. I will be back once I've completed the back stitch, which means this will be fully assembled onto this side. And then to complete the project, we'll have to do this all over again on this side. So, but I'll be back once this part's done. All right, so the first round did not go good, and this pocket assembly was off kilter. Like it was like the holes were not aligned, and I was about to cuss out Tandy Leather, but it was user error. So I used I took the needle off the thread, and then I used it to like pry each stitch up and pull it out. It really didn't take me that long, but I'm glad that I did it because I realized that the pocket assembly is supposed to be just under. You start it just under the last hole on either side. So what I did is I took some pins from my pin cushion and I got everything aligned. See if you could see how I have these needles in here. I got everything lined up the proper way, and as I'm going along, I'm pulling out. I already pulled out the ones I had on this side. Another thing that threw me off was we're supposed to stitch, double stitch these edges here. So like here, 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 and here, just to reinforce these pockets. And I was just all screwed up because I started in the wrong hole, and then even though the second time around I started in the correct hole, sort of, I didn't, because it, like, as I was looping around, I wasn't doing the back part right. Anyway, I can't explain it, but long story short, it's going correctly now. So, I'm gonna finish this portion, and then once I'm done with the back stitch, I will show you the finished side. All right, so the back stitch for this first pocket assembly is just about finished. Just wanted to show you. So now everything lines up. It's the back. It looks so pretty. And I figured out, took me a couple tries to figure out the proper way to start this so that I did the double stitch on the flaps, which are the ends of the pockets. So then once I worked my way around the very first time, it like worked out to where I was able to like, once I got to the very end, then I back stitched this. See how these have a thicker double stitch line here and here and here and here. So now almost done with the complete back stitch. So let's finish that together. And I dug out my handy little finger thimble. I never used one of these before. It's pretty cool. It's like a ring. It came with my kit that I got from Amazon. Okay, so now I have to figure out how to come back up through and then tie this off so that it's underneath. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go back through up here. Okay. And let's see. Oop, almost had it. Okay, there we go. By the way, just a little tip that might seem obvious to some, but for a beginner, maybe not. When you have a long thread, just be mindful as you're pulling it through, as you're sewing, you're pulling it through each stitch to hold on to this part, because it's real easy to just pull real tight and then boom, you end up looking underneath and there's a big knot. So, because it got tangled up. And that almost happened to me a couple times, but I knew better, so that's why I went really slow. So I did have to untangle it a few times, but just be mindful of that. All right, so now we're ready to tie this off underneath. Okay, so here is our tail. Let's get this. I'll do a double knot here. Anyway, hope y'all love my newer lighting, because it is so much better than the old lighting. Thanks to Amazon. I know I already mentioned it, but I'm going to tell you again. All right, so that's cut off. I might see about pounding that down. Okay, so the first pocket assembly is completed. It feels really nice and sturdy. The leather feels so nice. I wish it didn't have this. That kind of is annoying, but once it's completed, it's gonna be like that. The other pocket assembly is exact same, so it's gonna have a lot of room for dollar bills, y'all, and all my cards. So I may even switch over to this, I don't know, but stay tuned for the final product. I'll show you when it's all completed, and as promised, I will also show you with cards inside and a little bit of money. I think I have $1 in cash on me I could show you. All right, we have the finished product. I am so proud of myself, and it looks fantastic. It feels so smooth and buttery soft. And here's the inside, which is the star of the show, with all these lovely pockets. And on the first one, it was a bit of a learning curve. I ended up figuring out how to do the double stitch on these, I can't remember what they call them, the pieces, like to reinforce these little flappy pieces. But I did figure it out. Now, I didn't do that right here on the center of these. They call them exposed edges. That's what it is. So I didn't do the double stitch on these exposed edges, but oh well. I did realize to do it on this side. So I'm definitely happy with this. I mean, I cannot wait to put my cards in here. Once this gets broken in real good, it'll, stay flapped over real nice. So I will be back with my actual cards inside so you can see what it really looks like in the real world. Okay, are you ready? So this was my existing wallet in my purse, which fit just fine. This is my purse. So it's like a medium-sized crossbody. So now, here we go, drum roll, bam. So it fits all my cards, and this one's missing because this is my grocery store card. I lost it today, but I'll get another one. But anyway, that's where that one will go. But it fits all my cards, and they're only single cards except this one. This has like a paper card behind it. So, plenty of room to add extra cards, behind one another. So this is how the money looks. Like I said, I told you I only had $1 on me today. So that will go there, and then I have room to put cash back here. Only thing is, I don't have room for coins. So I might have to make a coin purse. That might be my next project. But for now, I'll have to figure something out for that, because I really do like this, and there's a lot of room in my purse. So I'm just going to stick this here. Let's So nice. I got plenty more room for other stuff if I want. And we are done. It's a wrap.